Hi, this is the level 4 lesson for Unit 11, Lesson D. And after you read the article about how these people became successful by way of the internet, you will look at these underlined phrases and find a similar expression in the article that has the same meaning as this. And when you're ready, continue playing the video to check your answers. So these are the expressions that mean the same as the underlined phrases. And now the next step is to write out the answers to these questions. So after you've written the answers, which are all in the article, except for number 5, continue playing the video to see the answers. These are the answers to the questions. And then the next practice, you can think of your answers to these questions, and then we will listen to people talking about trends in technology. There's 2 parts. First, you will match which trend they're talking about, and then whether they feel positive or negative about that trend. So first, let's listen.
Page 115. Lesson D. Technological change. 2. Listening and writing. Trends in technology. A and B. Listen to 4 people talk about recent trends. 1. Adam.
What I've noticed lately is that the texts I receive are longer and clearer than they used to be several years ago. There's a lot less textees, like BTW for by the way, and LOL for laugh out loud. I guess it's because it's a lot easier to type on a phone now, and also, phones automatically correct spelling, when you hit the wrong keys. I think this makes communication a lot easier. One funny thing is, I have a few friends who don't pay enough attention when they text, and they don't notice when the phone makes the wrong correction. Some of the mistakes are hilarious.
2. Emily.
One thing I've noticed is that people seem to buy more and more things on the internet. Food, clothes, cleaning supplies, you name it. I think it's a more efficient way to buy things, and the result is that people have more free time to do what they want. I mean, I used to spend every weekend at the mall. I'd go from store to store with a long list of things to buy, and sometimes I'd find them and sometimes I wouldn't. As for clothes, it could take several weekends to find the right thing. Now people do all that on their computers. Sometimes they'll go into a store, but just to get a good look at something before they buy it online.
3. Tyler.
One thing that has changed in the last few years is that movie attendance is going down. I guess it's because ticket costs are going up, so the trend is for people to watch more movies at home. Most of my friends, they pay a monthly fee and get movies on demand. Of course, they all want to make the experience just as exciting as going to a movie theater, so they spend lots of money on gigantic televisions and sound systems. Thousands of dollars, in fact. And these systems consume more and more electricity just when the whole world is trying to conserve energy. And is all this really less expensive than going out to a movie? People need to get out more, exercise more, and just be more aware of the world outside.
4. Madison.
Something that has changed in the last few years is that people just can't put away their phones, even when they're out with friends. At least, that's the way it is with my friends. You know, it's like when someone's talking about a movie they just saw and they can't remember the name of an actor, so everyone grabs their phones to search for it. And then one person notices a new text message and starts answering it. and someone else is like checking email and so on. And then a few minutes later, someone says, "What were we just talking about?" Okay, so maybe I'm exaggerating, but it's more and more difficult to have interesting, intelligent conversations when you get together with friends.
Replay the video as you need to, and then when you're ready, I'll show you the answers to part A. These are the answers to part A, and then for part B, you will write why each person likes or dislikes the trend. And when you're ready to see the answers, continue to play the video. These are some of the reasons that each speaker talks about in the listening. And then for the writing activity, you will think of a trend in technology that has affected you. And here's an example which talks about a trend of using phones more and laptops less. And on the right are words that you can use to describe trends. So try to use some of these in your writing, and you will think just a technology trend in your own life, or one that you observe in your friends or family. Write a paragraph about that trend and then turn it in along with your textbook work. And that's it for this lesson. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.